Hey there, Dan the Cleaning Man here. Are you ready to learn how to keep your commercial cleaning contracts airtight and hassle-free? Whether you're a seasoned pro or just stepping into the industry, you've come to the right place. In today's video, we're diving deep into the do's and don'ts of managing commercial cleaning contracts. You'll learn how to avoid the most common mistakes that can cost you time, money, and even your reputation. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Let's get started with the basics, understanding the key clauses in your contract. First up, make sure you're crystal clear on the scope of work. This is the backbone of your contract. It's where you and your client agree on what's being cleaned, how often, and to what standard. But here's where many people mess up. They leave room for interpretation. Avoid vague language like clean regularly or as needed. Be specific. If a client expects daily cleaning and you only show up twice a week, that's a recipe for disaster. Outline every detail, from the exact areas to be cleaned to the frequency, and even the cleaning products you'll use. Another common pitfall? Ignoring the termination clause. No one likes to think about the end of a contract, especially when you're just getting started. But it's crucial to know how either party can exit the agreement. This protects you from getting blindsided if a client decides to cut ties unexpectedly. Make sure the termination process is clear, including any notice period required and conditions under which the contract can be ended prematurely. Trust me, it's better to have this locked down from the get-go than to deal with a messy breakup later. Now let's talk about pricing and payment terms. This is where things can get really tricky if you're not careful. Always, and I mean always, ensure that your pricing structure is clearly laid out. Whether you charge by the hour, by the job, or have a flat monthly fee, make sure it's all spelled out in black and white. Also, include any additional charges for services outside the regular scope of work. For example, if the client requests a deep cleaning service that's not included in the contract, how much will that cost? And when will it be billed? Having all of this written down helps you avoid awkward conversations and potential disputes down the road. And speaking of disputes, let's not forget about the dispute resolution clause. This little section is often overlooked, but it can save you a ton of headaches if something goes wrong. It's like a safety net for your contract. If a disagreement arises, this clause outlines how it will be handled, whether through mediation, arbitration, or worst-case scenario, legal action. Without this, you could find yourself in a prolonged and costly battle with your client. So don't skip it. Next, insurance and liability. Two words that can make anyone's head spin, but they're absolutely essential. Your contract should clearly state what types of insurance you carry and the extent of your liability. This not only protects your business in case of accidents or damage, but also reassures your clients that you're a professional operation. Make sure your insurance coverage is adequate for the type of work you're doing and update it regularly. Trust me, the last thing you want is to be on the hook for something your insurance doesn't cover. And here's a pro tip. Always review your contract regularly, at least once a year. Why? Because things change, whether it's your business model, your client's needs, or even legal regulations. What worked last year might not work now. Regular reviews allow you to make necessary adjustments and keep your contracts up to date. Plus, it shows your clients that you're proactive and committed to maintaining a high standard of service. Finally, let's talk about communication. This might not be a specific clause in your contract, but it's a crucial part of not messing things up. Keep the lines of communication open with your clients. If there's a change in service, a new request, or an issue that arises, address it immediately. Document everything in writing, emails, texts, or even meeting notes. This way, if there's ever a dispute, you have a record of what was discussed and agreed upon. All right, folks, let's recap what we've covered today. We talked about the importance of a clear scope of work, the necessity of a solid termination clause, and how crucial it is to have well-defined pricing and payment terms. We also touched on the importance of a dispute resolution clause, making sure your insurance and liability coverage are up to snuff, and the need for regular contract reviews. And don't forget, Communication is key to avoiding misunderstandings and maintaining a positive relationship with your clients. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Dan the Cleaning Man for more tips on running a successful commercial cleaning business. And hey, if you've got any contract horror stories or tips of your own, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and remember, a well-managed contract is the foundation of a thriving cleaning operation. Catch you in the next video.